Okay, in this video I want to talk is a part 2 of the second video where I talk about year 4 and this kind of thing. If they do some more heroes in For Honor 1, the the thing then I really want to see is an like a new faction. And for me, I have talked about this so many times when I talk about heroes and faction in For Honor, is to see a Indian faction. So I think that is I really want to see an Indian faction as the final faction if they make a faction for Honor 1. Then I want to see an Indian faction and some an Indian map, like a breach map, and yeah. And but for me it's really hard to see that because of I don't know. I want to see that. I hope for to see Indian faction. For that should be very cool. For Indian culture, have very cool weapons like Chakram, Katars, Kanda, Tulvara, and so on. Different axes and many different weapons they have, and it's gonna be very cool. They can. It's easy if you have take an Indian. It's very easy to make a faction of them. You can easily make 5 or 6 warriors, heroes for Indian faction, like very fast, because they're so variation of this. Their weapon is so special. I think I almost can say that Indian weapons are more special in that way of shape and size to Chinese and Japanese weapons, because of they're so diverse in India. There are different people. Different people mean different weapons. So you can really make everything, like so many different, like Islamic inspiration, Hindu inspiration, Sikh inspiration. There's so many different things you can make with the Indian faction, with armor and like a tiger hilt and an elephant to a Qatar hilt and spike club and so many different weapons you can make for Indian faction. So you can each make maybe 6 heroes to the Indian very extremely fast, because of all the so special weapons in India. And you can even take weapons some are much more for duels in reality in the game and make them like a weapon, because they have a whip sword and this kind of thing. And For Honor is not a historical game. There are some historical aspect to the game, like some weapons and some armor, but the else is not historical at all. Like this, the armor means nothing in the game. There's just a style point. You look cooler with armor in the game, but in reality, it's totally impossible to cut with a sword, steel armor, and this kind of thing. So they can make very many different weapons and so on. Yeah, if they make an Indian faction. So there I think is maybe Indian faction. If they make the faction, I want to see Indian faction in year 4. But I have very hard time to see it because of what I say in the last video with the complete edition. You can already buy and this kind of thing. So it's it's hard for me to see why they should make a new faction if they already sell complete copies already on the game. That makes no sense. I mean, like, people are gonna be very angry if they do that, because people have buy the complete edition, they get all the heroes, and then they release something new, like a new season pass for year 4, and new all this kind of thing belong to that season pass. So I don't really think I much think that it's more plausible they will make as I said before, a tease for Honor 2, and in Honor 2 they can make lots of new faction. Like probably it's better to make Honor 2, because you can make all that the people want to see, like some people want to see like the Aztecs, other people want to see like the classic Spartans, and for me I want to see the Indian faction and so on, so that everybody can get their own faction in For Honor 2, because they can make, then later on they get the mercenaries to each faction. They can make large bigger roster this time and the last time, and so on. So we can all have like we can start with all the that we have in For Honor 1. Like we can start with the Wulin, like Samurai, Knight, Vikings, and then you can put in new faction like Indian, Persian, Native American faction like the Aztecs, Inca, Kaling, and so on, different faction. And yeah, so I have very very hard time to see a For Honor with a new faction in this For Honor game, because yeah, already what I said before. And but if they make a faction, yes, if they do that, I really hope for Indian faction. And but for me, I think I prefer more to see For Honor 2, because I think it's very nice to see something like how to see how much they can upgrade the game from For Honor 1 with the new console, new graphic system, and all the things they have learned, like the new game modes and this kind of thing. So it's very very much new thing they can do if they make a For Honor 2 in the future, and so on. Yeah, and what I would say, I think, and the one thing they should do to make people want to play different game modes in For Honor is to make some special rewards for like if you play Breach, or you play Deathmatch, or you play Conquest, that you play different game modes in For Honor, you should be rewarded with special reward for each game mode you play. For that make people longer want to play different game modes if you get different reward, and if they hold to that line that they will only make that reward for that mode. You can only get that sword or that shield or that helmet. What kind of hero you play, you get that weapon only if you play that game mode. And you cannot buy it, you cannot open it in the scavenger chest and this kind of thing. That is a very good thing they can do for if they can put it in For Honor 1, if they want to do that. But I think it's much better to save that for For Honor 2, like to make. For I think I know that people don't want to wait. People really get very fast bored if they are the same thing a very long time. But if they take all the good thing in For Honor 1 and there's gonna be very very hard time to make a good thing in For Honor 2. I think we need to save some good things for For Honor 2, so make like it's very important that a game is very good when it is released and everybody play it the first time. This kind of game, you have to be good the first time, maybe the 3 weeks, to like really hold up when you buy it to be very good. If we have already put all the new factions, new special things for this game, everything on this game, the next time, and it's nothing about money and this kind of thing. It's just about to save good ideas for in the future. For if you make everything the good thing, put like one example is like this: you have a lot of material and you have lots of money and you are building cars and you build all the good cars in one day, and in the next time you will do some special showcasing like 2 years later, you have nothing to show for it because of all the thing you have built and all of the thing you have spent the money on, and this kind of thing are already old at that time. And I think we should be grateful for that we have thing we have right now For Honor, and I think we should wait For Honor 2, and I think all the good things should be put in For Honor 2, and this I think it may be the best thing, like they make it a good some good tease, something special For Honor 2, and people gonna really want to play For Honor 2 because of this is what I think is very important to understand. This is just what I want and what I think is the best, and if this is not only what I think, and so if somebody agreed is very nice. If nobody agreed, it's okay. But I really think it's not good idea in the end, because of course I want to see more heroes in For Honor. I love the heroes, I love the weapons, but if we have all the good things in this game, and like it's because of, if everybody wants to say like say Spartans put in For Honor 1, and all the mainstream warriors like Spartan, Aztecs, the Greeks, and then the Aztecs after the Greeks, and then we have it with we already have Samurai, Knight, Viking, Chinese. The only two are left and are people gonna want to see. The mainstream media want to see in this game gonna be the Spartans, because and the Aztecs. But after that, I think it's after that nobody really gonna play the other game, for everybody already have these warriors in For Honor 1, and I really know that because I know at every top 10 list of the greatest warriors, the coolest warriors and the most scary warriors are the Aztecs, the Spartans, and when people have all these warriors already in the game, like Greek culture, Greeks are extremely famous in many different aspects, all the way from like games, history, tattoos. But I think we need to save these warriors For Honor 2, because for make people really want to buy the For Honor 2. But if we already have them in For Honor 1, many people not gonna buy the game. Like it's no point. So I want to see more, but I think it's better in the end for wait For Honor 2, because we can have all the great thing if we wait, and we can see the Spartans. Like I don't care about Spartan at all in no shape or form, and but I know that much more people want to see a Spartan warriors, and they want to see maybe a Khmerian warriors from Cambodia. For much more people know about the Spartans from the movies 300, and of course this movie is totally inaccurate. It's not historical at all. This is a wrong thing in the game, but it's not the point. This is a fantasy game, and people are gonna buy the game if they have mainstream thing in the game. And if they put all the mainstream thing in this game, what do we have left For Honor 2? Like it's extremely boring if we're gonna play the same faction in For Honor 2. Like it's gonna be extremely. We really need to wait, I think, for For Honor 2. I know that is an extremely unpopular opinion. I think, because nobody want to wait. Nobody want to wait 2 years on the game. Everybody, of course, there's like that. But if we have the great thing, this game, what do we have? What we gonna wait for in 2 years? Then it's no point. So I really hope they will make some very early tease for For 2, so people know For 2 will come out, so people not gonna like leave the game and they make like this thing, and then people need to wait, and then we can maybe these kind of things. I think that is what I think is the best idea for the future of For Honor, is to make a new For Honor game, and then we can have all the faction, like all the, what I already say. Yeah, and if you like this video, leave me a comment. If you think a different idea, leave in the comment and so on. Yeah, this is everything I really want to say in this video, and yeah, bye.